Hey guys, how are you doing? Without wasting any time, we're starting the list with Ghost of Yōtei, an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony. It's the sequel to the 2020 game Ghost of Tsushima, although it doesn't follow the story of the first game. In 1603, a new ghost named Atsu embarks on a journey in the lands around Mount Yōtei, an area filled with vast meadows, snowy tundras, and unexpected dangers. The gameplay of Yōtei should be similar to that of Tsushima, with melee combat and stealth. Players will also be able to explore the game's open world and interact with non-player characters. The game will bring new mechanics, gameplay improvements, and brand new weapons. A highlight is the inclusion of firearms such as rifles, reflecting the technological advancement of early 17th century Japan. Onimusha Way of the Sword is the newest addition to the Onimusha series, an action-adventure game that promises a visceral combat experience and an engaging story. The game is scheduled to be released in 2026 and promises to be a unique experience for fans of the series. The game takes place in Kyoto, the historical capital of Japan, during the Edo period. The city is engulfed in an evil mist called malice, which corrupts everything in its path. The player takes on the role of a warrior who fights against demonic monsters called Genma, which emerge from the depths of the underworld. The game takes place in a world full of mystery and intrigue, with demonic monsters and an evil mist that corrupts everything in its path. The player will have access to a variety of weapons and fighting techniques, allowing him to execute spectacular combos and dismember his enemies. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the next big release from Ubisoft's renowned game franchise, promising to take players on an epic adventure in feudal Japan. The game takes place in 16th century Japan, more precisely from 1579, during the Azuchi Momoyama period, which marks the end of the Sengoku era, a time of intense civil wars and the unification of the country under the command of the daimyo Oda Nobunaga. The narrative explores the classic struggle between the Brotherhood of Assassins, who seek peace through freedom, and the Order of the Templars, who desire peace through control. For the first time, players can manipulate shadows, such as extinguishing lanterns to create tactical opportunities. The game will also have a customizable hideout, where players can train allies, craft equipment, and plan missions. A cooperative mode, codenamed League, is in development and will be added in a post-launch update.
Together, we will bring justice back to the people.
Ballad of Antara is a fantasy RPG developed by Tipsworks, known for its work on Pascal's Wager. The game takes place in the world of Ethel, a place of medieval fantasy with a touch of science fiction elements. Players will take on the role of an adventurer on a journey to unravel the secrets of the world and its past. The story revolves around a mysterious force that corrupts the land, and the player will have to fight against it to save the world. Players can use a variety of weapons and abilities to fight their enemies. The game also features a character creation system that allows players to customize their characters with different abilities and equipment. Additionally, the game features a branching dialogue system that allows players to make decisions that affect the course of the story. Rise of the Ronin is an open-world action RPG developed by Team Ninja and published by Koei Tecmo, which was initially released as a PlayStation 5 exclusive on March 22, 2024. Now, the game is coming to PC, marking its expansion to a new platform, and there's a lot of excitement surrounding this release. The game takes place in Japan in 1863, during the Bakumatsu period, an era of transition marked by the end of the Tokugawa shogunate and the arrival of the black ships from the west, which brought crisis and instability. You take on the role of a Ronin, a masterless samurai, and have the freedom to shape your destiny through choices that affect the narrative. The multiple ending system allows you to align yourself with different factions, such as the pro-shogunate, the anti-shogunate, or the Western forces, which significantly alters the course of history.
The fate of this nation is in your hands!
Lost Soul Aside is a hack-and-slash action RPG developed by the Chinese developer Ultazero. The game's plot follows Kazir, a knight who is on a mission to prevent an ancient war from spreading across the world. Kazir is accompanied by a creature called Arena, who helps him on his journey. The gameplay of Lost Soul Aside is focused on frenetic action combat. Players can use a variety of weapons and abilities to defeat their enemies. The game also features a branching story system, which means that player choices will affect the outcome of the game. The environments are linear, but offer secrets to explore, with traversal options such as running on walls, gliding with wings, or using a floating platform.
You never wanted to be a hero, but for humanity's sake, you must.
Then give me your power, Arena.
Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny, is a game that is receiving a remastered version with a release date set for May 23, 2025. Originally released in 2002 for the PlayStation 2 by Capcom. The plot follows Jubei Yagyu, a young samurai and leader of the Yagyu clan, who returns from a solitary training trip only to discover that his village has been destroyed and his people massacred by demons under the command of Nobunaga Oda, a sinister warlord. Driven by revenge, Jubei embarks on an epic journey to defeat Nobunaga and his legion of Genma, demons. The game retains the series' signature action elements, such as intense sword combat and the ability to use special weapons that can be enhanced with souls collected from enemies. The remaster promises high-definition graphics and modernized controls, including the ability to perform critical counterattacks.
To stop the demons when they rise up to the surface. If this is my destiny, I'll accept it. I'll be this Oni warrior, and I will destroy the demons! You will pay for this, Nobunaga!
Tale of Ronin is an RPG that puts you in the role of a Ronin, a masterless samurai in a world of turmoil and violence. The game focuses on the human side of samurai, exploring their emotions and how they influence their adventures and combat. The game offers a dynamic world to explore, where you can create your own story as a free Ronin. The decisions you make have consequences, impacting the world around you. The Sekai system is an interesting feature of the game. When you die, the world continues to exist and you can start a new story as a new Ronin in that same world. This means that the consequences of your previous actions can affect future stories.
This is a tale of those who live a new life, or give theirs for honor.
Shadow of the Road is a turn-based tactical RPG developed by Another Angle Games and published by Owlcat Games, which is generating a lot of anticipation among fans of narrative and strategic games. The story of Shadow of the Road takes place in an alternate 19th century Japan during the final moments of the Boshin War, 1868-1869, a historical conflict that marked the end of the Tokugawa shogunate and the beginning of Japan's modernization under Emperor Meiji. In this fictional universe, the game blends traditional elements of feudal Japan with fantasy and steampunk technology, creating a unique setting where samurai, yokai, supernatural creatures of Japanese folklore, and steam-powered machines coexist. Battles are turn-based, with a strategic approach that requires mastering the individual abilities of the characters and exploring team dynamics. The last game on the list is Wuchang Fallen Feathers, a Souls-like action RPG that takes place at the troubled end of the Ming Dynasty, in the land of Shu, a place plagued by warring factions and a mysterious disease that spawns monstrous creatures. You take on the role of Wuchang, a skilled pirate who wakes up with no memory and suffering from the effects of the terrible feather disease. The disease is spreading through the land of Shu, causing mutations and creating grotesque monsters. Your journey will lead you to unravel the uncertainties of your mysterious past, while fighting against cruel enemies and trying to understand the truth behind the mysterious disease. The game promises to be an interesting and challenging Souls-like action RPG, with a rich story, dynamic combat, and beautiful visuals. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.
Will not fall in vain. You are just another lost soul, trying to oppose fate, and fate